zero waste and trying to live a life without producing garbage and making beautiful, interesting things from recycled materials. Or there are farmers here who are really trying to do organic farming and can learn from them. And I can see that there were always amazing people around me to learn from wherever I went until I kind of left and saw like actually there's so many more people who are not counted by the system because they don't have degrees or because they haven't gone to school, but they are actually doing the stuff that I'm really interested in, and I can go and approach them and make relationships with them. It took leaving in some ways for me to see my own blind spots.
Zoe, I want to ask you a question. So I'm not actually sure what grade you're in, but in school, how do you feel like younger people, in elementary and middle school should learn about other cultures and other places around the world?
I don't know, like, even though some people like can't go to those actual places, you can still learn about it and like go on the computer, read about it, or talk to people that are from that place and get information about it if you were interested in learning about it. Yeah, so my school? Yeah, we do sometimes do that when we go on field trips and stuff. And I actually just graduated my school, so I'm not sure if my school does that. Hoping they do. But yeah, my other school did do that a lot. And when we went on field trips, we sometimes did talk to other people that were around that place. I enjoyed it a lot because usually it was really interesting to hear other people's point of view on the way they live, and yeah.
On when you were doing organizing around diversity, how did you make connections with the people in your community around that? And how did it feel for you? Did it feel cooperative? Did it feel like a lot of conflict? Did it feel supportive? I'm really curious.
I mean, first to start with, I started when when I first arrived because I was in LA for a little bit, for a few months. And I moved to Vermont, which is totally a white community, and they were receiving, immigrants from South Asia, South America, and then Africa. So when I first went to lunch to sit, sit, and then I got my food, I went to sit, anywhere I could sit. I didn't know that the school had like rules that African Americans sit there, African born sit there, and it was like that. But I didn't know. So me sitting there, and it was just kind of awkward. People came to sit around me and wouldn't say anything to me, and they just moved to another seat, and it bothered me. So I went home, and then I was thinking about it. I almost cried, and I was like, yeah, I gotta do something about it. I don't know what got into me, and I joined the group called Modern United Nations. We travel the world and in conferences. So the first conference I went, and they give you the country to represent. Say you might represent China or whatever. It doesn't matter what you look like. You can represent. You just do research and find out. Because at the time I was struggling with English, but I challenged myself. Watch more news and read a lot, and I thought I was ready for it. So the first thing I went to New York City. We used the UN area to have a conference. It was like an international conference for youth. And the thing that really motivated me a lot, I was the only black in 2,000 students, and and then I was teased because I had a crazy accent back then, and it's hard to understand the words that were coming out of my mouth. So they teased me to. I was sitting next to a guy that teased me to go, even though I was struggling, and he told me to go all in front of her and then say something. So I stood up and go there with all the courage that I had, and I said something. I said, I don't remember what I said, but it was something had to do with peace. And everybody was just quiet looking at me like, I didn't care. I was not embarrassed. So after that, and we went to another one in Canada where I see people talking about places that they never been, because I've been in Europe and I've been in Africa, and I see how life is different. and the people that are representing, they have the American perspective of things, you know. They're talking about, oh, we should give Angola America wants to give Angola 3% of their oil to help the people. What I'm saying.